I'm Robin Asbell, your plant-based chef. Now, do you love Jamaican food yet? I had the great adventure of taking a trip to Jamaica and taking some cooking classes with a local cook to learn about Jamaican home-style cooking. That's right, and I learned about a dish that I think you're going to love. It's called Rendang. Now, Rendang, it's a recipe, but it's also a technique. It's more of a concept. We're going to make some Rendang, and you're going to love it because we're going to take and we're going to saute these beautiful, colorful vegetables, and then we're going to cook them in coconut milk with allspice and other delicious flavors. Now, the one special ingredient is you're going to have to find yourself a Scotch bonnet or habanero chili because they have a special fruity, sweet chili flavor, and they're also known for being super hot. So you're just going to put one in for the whole dish. Now, if you like heat, you can certainly add another, and more power to you. But we can always be grateful to Jamaica for giving us I-Tal cuisine, which is the cuisine of the Rastafarians. They eschew all animal-based products. So I just thought I would make it a little bit more I-Tal by cooking up some beautiful quinoa. So instead of white rice, I cooked quinoa with turmeric to make golden quinoa. And it is unbelievably good underneath this Rendang. So follow along with me, and we're going to make this colorful, luscious, flavorful Rendang. And you know how it is when you come to my house. I am all about the flavor, baby. So let's just get started. I'm going to make our Jamaican Rendang. We're going to run down these vegetables. So I'll go ahead and put in a little olive oil, a couple tablespoons, and I'll get my onions into the pan. Get those sauteing. And I don't need to really caramelize. I just want to soften them a little bit. And one of the things that's going in here is this gorgeous Scotch bonnet chili. I've got an extra one right here. This is the beautiful Scotch bonnet, which I wore gloves to mince this up. Definitely get yourself a little glove and mince it up. It's very hot, but it has a wonderful fruity flavor, so it's worth seeking out. Just do not get it on your fingers, and for sure don't rub your eye. So I'm putting in a couple cloves of garlic, a couple tablespoons of fresh thyme, red bell pepper, turn the heat down a little bit, some scallion. Now, scallions are crucial to the flavor of Jamaican food. They're one of the things that goes in everything. A carrot, some sweet potato, couple cups of chopped cabbage, and some corn. I like to use fresh corn when corn is in season. It's a big old pot of delicious vegetables. And the Rendang comes when we're going to put in some allspice, vegetable stock, and coconut milk. Coconut milk is the magic ingredient that makes this so delicious. And I'm just going to crank it up to get that to come to a boil. And I'll go ahead and put in a little bit of salt and pepper. And once this comes to a boil, you just put a lid on it and let it cook for about 10 minutes for all the vegetables to get just simmered up in that luscious, luscious coconut milk broth. And you are gonna love it. So 10 minutes, and we'll check on it then. Now I'm going to make my golden quinoa. While my vegetables are cooking in that luxurious coconut milk, I'm going to put some quinoa on to cook. So I've got the white quinoa. You can use whatever color you want, but the turmeric shows up much more nicely with white. So I'm just putting it in this pot, and I'm going to swirl it around and let this quinoa get toasted. So just a nice little thing that makes it more flavorful, gives it a nutty, toasty flavor. And after it gets toasty, got it on pretty high heat, it won't take long. You'll hear a little crackling. And that is all we need to do. A little turmeric for health benefits, color, and flavor. Salt and water. And yes, going kind of slow. Stir. And then we're just going to cook this on low heat for about 14 minutes. And then we'll be good to go. Now, 10 minutes later, it's time to unveil our beautiful rundown. Here we have a pot full of delicious, coconutty, slightly spiced, but really not that hot, not super hot. And we're just going to get this back to a boil, get it up to a boil, and cook it until it gets a little thicker. So now I'm going to add these kidney beans, which were already cooked, really just a can of kidney beans, and let those get heated up nicely as this cooks down. So my other project was this beautiful quinoa, which is now cooked. And you can see it came out with this lovely golden color. And I just love the way that this looks on the plate. So we just simmer, 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 simmer for a minute or two. So after a little bit of vigorous simmering, here we have our mouth-watering rundown. So I'm just going to turn it off. It's nice and thick, and I will scoot the burner over and put this here so I can move the pot over and we can serve some up. It's just unbelievably pretty. All this color and flavor all in one place because, as you know, when you come to my house, I'm all about the flavor. So here's our beautiful rundown in a bowl that I picked because it reminds me of the beautiful blue skies of Jamaica. And I'll put some of this beautiful quinoa on a plate. You can see I've got my golden quinoa. I'll just spread that out there. And I'll scoop some of this luscious, luscious rundown on top so that beautiful coconutty gravy will soak in. And I've got some minced chives to put on top. And here we have it, a gorgeous, delicious, completely plant-based, and extremely flavorful dish that you're going to love. And you can see there was no trick to this. It's very easy to make. Check out the recipe and definitely come by robinasbell.com for more recipes, books, and links.